Welcome to Magical Moments with Alena Chapman, the place for you to break free from the norm and celebrate your life, because what we believe in our hearts becomes our reality. This is Magical Moments with Alena.
Welcome to Magical Moments. And I love the new name of the show because it really is a magical life and magical moments. And this show is for the ease and the betterment in your life. And you know, I have to say, I get so many questions. Alena, how do I shut my mind off to meditate? Alena, there's too much going on. Alena. I hear this all the time. And all I want to say, quite honestly, is stop. Just stop. We all have things in our mind. We all hear the noise everywhere. We all hear that. But I'll tell you, everywhere you live, there's a place for you to go. I was talking to someone just this weekend, and she lives in New York, and she's saying, I've got to get in touch with nature. They've got Central Park that almost goes the whole length of the city. You can find, I've done it. You can find a little place, get up a little earlier and find a little place that is just cozy and beautiful in there with trees and plants. You don't even have to see another person if you don't want to. But it's important for us to find the time to just get somewhere that we feel comfortable and then stop. Let the thoughts just pass as they come. It's okay. They're there. Yes, goodbye. The noises as they go around us, they're there, but you don't have to attach to them. You don't have to label them. And before you know it, you'll be touching into your breath. And everything will then start to get to a sweet spot. It's really that simple. A sweet spot where things just exist. Yeah, there goes a truck. That's nice. That's nice. I'm still living. I remember when my kids were babies and I'd have the time to just nurse them and we'd be rocking in the chair together. And I thought, my God, this is so wonderful. The world still turns. People still are really, really busy. Everything is just as it's really supposed to be. Isn't that nice? Try this. Now, I have a tremendous guest today. I always have wonderful guests. I agree. I hear you out there. But I am super excited about this one. Now, she is an urban medicine woman. She is so wise beyond her years. And she is... Well, let me read a little bit about her to the bio, and you can judge for yourself. Her name is Alena Triple Jewel. And she refers to herself, like I said, as an urban medicine woman. Her philosophy and techniques, I love this, are both ancient and futuristic. So it's supporting a practice that includes hands-on psychic healing, spiritual mentoring, and other life-enhancing therapies. Now, I know some of you are going, uh-oh. No, stay open. Because there's so much to energy and so much to spirit, no matter what faith you are, that can be healing. She was called on this path on April 1st, 1987. Being totally guided by spirit, she studied the ancient mysteries in Egypt and served a 6-year internship in Jamaica. Ooh, I like that. And returning to the place of her birth, which is Los Angeles in 1996, to continue her work, which has brought beneficial and spectacular results that have resulted in international recognition. Although Alena devoted much of her life to study, travel, and research, she's fully aware that her work's life is basically spirit-guided. So is mine. She's presently based in Los Angeles, and she's focusing on energy dynamics, medicine, teaching, and the power of intent. I want to read one quote before I bring her on. Alena says, We are in a time of great knowledge and extreme change. We currently have an extraordinary opportunity to reclaim our understanding of ourselves as multidimensional beings, beings who are able to live in harmony without limitation or fear, restoring our heritage of longevity, righteous relations, and uplifting creativity. That is absolutely beautiful. With that, I want to bring Amankida on. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. And how are you, Alena?
I am doing fabulous. And thank you for being on.
Well, thank you for having me.
The very first thing I want to bring on, because I'm sure many people are saying, what? What is she? Could you describe what is an urban medicine woman?
Well, an urban medicine woman or shaman.
Yes.
Let's break it down. I use the term urban because I'm not in a rural setting.
Right.
I'm in a cosmopolitan setting with cultural diversity.
Los Angeles, correct?
Basically, yes.
That's a pretty.
In the world.
It's very busy. Very. I think. I said, I think it's very busy there. Yes.
Very busy. Well, all over in our world, because the original concept of medicine woman was related to small villages or townships where this one person took care of everyone and all of their problems. But now, with this cultural diversity, we have to specialize. So I specialize in energy medicine, and therefore comes the medicine woman label.
Okay, that's perfect. And I understand what a shaman is. I think most people do. I love that you say you have to specialize. That's so true, because otherwise you can get lost in it all. Tell me a little bit about how you use energy in your practice.
Well, first we want to understand that the basic characteristic of urban medicine woman is the fact that I recognize that everything is frequency. Everything is frequency or energy vibration. So that's what I use, electromagnetic energy. And when we understand that everything is energy, that means that I can connect and work with all different aspects, especially all different aspects in assisting someone in healing. Basically, it is about using the electromagnetic energy of our environment, of the universe, and particularly of our physical bodies.
Now, so I want to help the listeners understand, and also whoever's new to this concept, this energy. Well, Einstein said energy is in everything, correct?
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
yes. Everything breaks down to energy. Everything breaks down to frequency. I tell you what, understand it like this. When we look at our bodies and we think about the five senses, we see, we touch or feel, we hear. Well, all of that is frequency. When we're listening to music, we say we hear music, but what we're hearing are the different frequencies.
Exactly.
And we are touching things. We say that we feel something that is soft or something that is hard. What we're actually feeling is the frequency of that item or that circumstance. So everything boils down to frequency. Energy, when you think, have you ever come in out of the cold and touched something and got a little shock?
Yes.
And you say, static electricity?
Yes.
That's electromagnetic energy. And that is in some level, in some degree, everything is made of that, and we build from that. And the body is energy. We are electromagnetic beings. I'm trying to think of how I've been doing it so long, Alena. It's kind of hard to think of how to break it down in really simplistic terms.
It is. It is. I always say,
help?
Yes, it does. It does. Everything, even matter in our life, like a table or a chair, has energy as its basis. It just vibrates very, very slow. And so every cell, folks, every cell in our body, and this is science. This is not woo-woo. This is actual science.
No, it's actually science.
In the vortex, it has a little tiny, every cell has its own little vortex of energy in it. And all those cells vibrate. And guess what controls it? Our thoughts and our beliefs.
There we go.
And it controls what chemicals we release to affect those cells, or what we breathe in, or who we're around, what kind of feelings that release, right? Am I correct?
Right. Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, thank you. I love it. So,
I think a lot of people can probably understand it if we use the term vibration.
Yes.
People understand that things vibrate.
They understand.
The vibration is the result of the energy dynamic.
And so when someone walks in the room and you say, ooh, without even talking to them, you think, ooh, that I don't really want to be around that person. You're feeling,
exactly.
And you're feeling their vibration, their frequency that they're giving off.
Their vibration, yes.
Very interesting.
Vibration. And the same when you walk in a room.
Yes.
When you walk in a room, and I'm sure, Alena, when you walk into a room, you change the dynamics of the vibration in the room.
Actually, I've been told I do.
Say hello, because they feel your presence. They feel your light.
They do. You know, I've been told that several times. I didn't realize it, but actually that does happen. Interesting, isn't it? So
yes, it is. It's beautiful.
So when a person is not feeling well or not feeling right, of course, anxiety alone, but it offsets all the hormones, the chemical releasing of our brain, and our pituitary gland releases different things that cause us to try to remedy the problem, or to be in the fight or flight, or whatever it is. How do you help them? I mean, how can we rearrange that energy?
Well, one of the things that I do is to assist them in raising the frequency of their bodies. That, as you were saying, the cellular body. And we have more than one body, but maybe let's go into that a little bit later.
Yes, let's.
Right now, when someone comes, of course, I listen to what they feel are their symptoms, but I know that most things can be cleared up. Everything can be cleared up when the frequency is raised, because when you raise the frequency of the cells down to the cells, even breaking it down to the subatomic level. It's all about the frequency. And when you raise the frequency, or you enhance the electromagnetic energy, then the body begins to align itself. It begins, because basically all illness, all disease is a misalignment of the frequency. That makes it very simple, but I want to back that. You brought something up that I find very interesting, at least. So you're going along with the thoughts, or trying to create what you want, but there is a level, and you call it the subtonic. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yes.
This deeper level. So if I'm dancing over here doing whatever I'm trying to do, but nothing's working out, it's more than my belief if there's something on another level? Am I hearing you correctly?
Well, it actually is based very much upon your belief, but it's based upon your core belief.
Yes.
And for most of us, our core belief is subconscious.
Yes.
In other words, we might believe, if you believe that you're ill, and the scientists are proving that now, that if you believe that you're ill, have you heard of the term the placebo effect?
Yes.
Well, the placebo effect works on that, because if you believe that something is going to heal you, if you believe that something is going to help you to feel better, then that belief is going to
Very strong.
Stimulate your vibration, and that's going to either raise or lower your vibratory rate. So basically, your belief is very important, but I think people find it difficult to understand that what they are thinking they believe consciously
is not always what they believe.
Supported by that deep core belief.
You know,
that's what I have to get.
It is. You have to get. I do understand what you're saying. I knew a person who was sick. And although they were getting top medical treatment and the doctor was saying, you're well, I don't see any signs, they still went back into the habits. Now listen, this is important. The habits of being sick. The comfort, we could get into the comfort of it, such as making sure that she took whatever medicine she needed to take. It became a habit, and it was a comfort.
Right, the routine of it, the familiarity of it.
The familiarity of it. And before you know it, and my mom did that too when she had her back surgery, and we were taking very good care of her, and she was healing and healing. Way after that back surgery was done, she was still saying, well, I have to take care of my back, and I have to take this, and I have to lay down so much, and I have to, she was still acting like she had back surgery right away. And that's a subconscious thing. Totally.
It is.
Very big.
It is what determines, and that's the core belief, the core belief. And a lot of people are really struggle to believe that they can heal.
Yes, they do.
Especially if they've been given a horrific diagnosis, because they've been brought up to feel that illness is this, and certain illnesses are death warrants, and certain things can be taken care of, but certain things are beyond the medical knowledge, so it's going to take me out. And they believe that, and unfortunately, it will take them out, as opposed to a person who feels that they have connections, they have an understanding of themselves, and their core belief is that they can heal.
Yes.
Then they will have that result.
And that there's more. There's more to life.
Yes.
Cancer patients. I've always wanted, even when I was back in music, I really wanted hospitals to adopt a choir for recovering cancer. People who have recovered from cancer, or it's gone dormant or whatever, to have a choir. The reason behind my thinking was I've seen so many people who fight that extremely hard battle. And then when it's done, they're like, now what? And I thought the choir would get them out of their heads of their problem, building something beautiful for the future, and friendships. Do you see?
Yes.
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 Same thing. Interesting. I love this. So
friendship and relationships, and that's all about energy. It's all about what you're receiving and what you're giving to others, and all about energy. And the energy, if the energy is up, then we are naturally happy and at ease. And when we are happy, or at least at ease, feeling a sense of peace, then there's no reason for our body to be in disharmony.
That's exactly right. I love it.
Yeah.
What got you started on, what is your story? What happened before being a medicine woman, an urban medicine woman, that got you interested in this?
That's a very interesting story. Okay. I've actually all of my life been psychic or stepped into those realms. I've all my life had psychic understandings, a very interesting imagination, and intuition, and I would hear, I crossed the dimensions, so I would hear people that had passed over talking to me and hear spirits guiding me. Had all of these weird woohoo things that would happen to me, and they were so much a part of my life. Yeah. It wasn't anything unusual, but I never thought of it as being substantial or being something that could be of benefit. So I just went along with my life. Yeah. But I started to...
Did you find that you had to... Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask, did you find... Because I did the same thing. At about 7, it started for me. Did you find that you had to keep it a secret? People wouldn't accept it, did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I learned that quite early. Actually, I learned quite early that wasn't even something that I could discuss with my family.
Same here.
Because
scared them.
They were involved in religious thinking.
Yes.
And if I were to speak and share certain experiences, then I knew at a very early age that I would be,
punished.
I would be warned that maybe that was devil work or something of that nature.
Yeah.
It was just so common for me, so normal for me. But I did understand that it was not that way for other people. So I went along like that most of my life. But
me too.
I really had a very strong energetic pattern that I, at the time, didn't recognize. I just understood that certain things would cause me to be nervous or get nervous quickly. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand the energy dynamics. But on April the 1st, 1987, I woke up and I actually thought differently. Something happened during the night. Alena, don't ask me what, because I have no idea.
Yes, I get it. Yeah.
I don't know if it was the years of prayers. Please help me to not be so confused, to not feel so physically disturbed. I don't know exactly what it was, but on that morning, I woke up and I thought differently. I felt different. And I started hearing those voices much clearer. As a matter of fact, there was several years that the voices were so clear, it's like me talking to you now.
Fabulous, yes.
So it was very interesting. And of course, I did not share this with anyone.
No.
But these voices led me in a direction that brought me to where I am now. And then I didn't go out and start saying, well, I'm going to heal people. I had no idea that was going to happen. People started coming to me.
Yes.
Asking for assistance, asking for conversation, telling me their problems. I'm sure you have that.
That's exactly right.
Situation where
that's how I started.
And they come to you. The next thing you know, they're telling you their life story.
Yes. Yes. It is. It's
for guidance.
It's once you open to it, and once you're granted that openness, and it's like there is some kind of beacon that you don't even know about.
Yes.
That shines out there, and everything starts coming, and you just have to just wonder what is happening. But it is what it is. They just come, and they see the depth in you. They see they see the light. They see the calmness. They see something bigger that I don't even know.
That's it. Just like you're saying, they see and feel the light.
Yeah.
And the light that radiates from you, that energy that radiates from you, can be very calming and very warm and very pleasant. And it calls to them.
It does.
And they feel relaxed.
Yes.
And they feel trusting.
Yes. Exactly. No, that's exactly what it is about. And anyone can get the light to become more of the light inside, to have that light inside. But it does take evolving, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does. It does.
It takes a little work.
It actually, for some, it takes a lot of work. I believe,
Yeah.
I've grown to believe that medicine women, medicine men, shamans are born and trained and become what they are. But it is not everybody's position to become a shaman, but everyone is capable of being their own knowledgeable person, capable of developing their own wisdom and their own feelings.
Yes.
And I think that people are afraid to feel. They're afraid to trust themselves. And that's what is required. There has to be a trust of self. And usually that trust of self comes when one realizes or feels that they are connected to something bigger than themselves.
You have tapped on something big. We always talk about worry and fear. We don't talk much about doubt. And we have so much doubt. I see, men have doubt, but I see so many women with doubt. I see so many that second guess themselves. I see so many that will back down. If they're in a room of men and they know the answer and the men don't, the men will raise their hand to answer it. The woman will say, second guess herself.
She won't step up to the table.
She will not. It's doubt. We have to take a break, and I always don't want to take a break. But
is a half an hour gone already?
Yes. Yeah. You are listening to Magical Moments for the ease and betterment in your life. Be right back. Let's learn how we can change our vibration.
You're listening to Magical Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to the Magical Moments for that ease and betterment in your life. I'm talking to Amankeda, Triple Jewel. This woman is full of incredible wisdom. She truly is an urban medicine woman. And when you see someone who truly lives that life, I mean, really, in every cell of their being, that is a person to pay attention to. And we were just talking about doubt. Amankeda, don't you find, I was just saying that we tend to doubt. It's a second guessing ourselves, second guessing our knowledge, our wisdom, second guessing our actions. When we do that, that's a lack of trust.
Basically, we doubt, especially women, we doubt because that has been the dynamic for so many years. We call it the patriarchy.
Oh, now we're on to something.
And I'm bringing that up because that's very significant now as we move through this shift. We as women have been suppressed on many different levels, in many different ways, and we were put in a position that our main use or main benefit in being alive was to propagate the species, to serve men. We've been suppressed on different levels. And because we are taught to be nurturers to other people, ourselves being the last person that we nurture.
Yes, we do that all the time.
That brings about a basis of doubt because we have been made to believe that we are not enough.
Oh, that hurts. That's so heavy.
Definitely not enough. And when you live under those circumstances, and actually it's almost in our DNA, our great-great-grandmothers lived it, and it's been passed down.
Yes.
So after so many centuries of that, it becomes our nature to step back, to be behind, to let others do the work. We just take care of the wounded.
Oh, wow. No, but that's true. That is so true.
It is true.
In my
life,
life,
got to raise up from that.
In my life, I was born in the 60s, and it was always the time when I saw great controversy over women. I mean, real controversy. When I was a kid, I saw my mom believed in the old-fashioned ways, believe it or not. My grandmother was futuristic. And isn't that interesting? And
that's how it goes.
It's very interesting. And I'd see 1 minute we're burning bras, and the next minute we're in the corporate world, and we're acting. We're not fitting in. Even though we try, we have to act like a man, be a man.
Exactly. In order to get to the table,
we never came into our own.
That we're not.
Yeah, and
of course, for many, many years, that specialty that we have, intuition, which is now finally being appreciated.
Yeah.
But for so many years, that was something I remember jokes about. Oh, yeah, that's that
woman's intuition. Yeah. I've heard that too. And yet men have it also. We all have the same spiritual gifts, and that's a spirit. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, the patriarchy has disturbed them almost as much as it has disturbed women.
It really has.
Untrue.
They haven't been happy either. It's very hard to play a role.
The reality.
No, it's
and when you diminish that being that is the other part of you. I mean, I think a lot of men forget that they come from the womb of a woman.
Yes.
Yes. And they feel that the woman is inferior, but yet and still they would not be here.
Right. Yeah, it's a very interesting, and I tell you, it is, I see so many men who feel alone, and they don't need to be, especially when they're married, and yet they do not feel partners, and so they feel alone, and they carry a heavy burden. They feel like they have to achieve. They have to. Well, when I was growing up, it was even worse. Men were constantly going into that life crisis, and it was just a given. Oh, he's going through a life crisis. What is a life crisis? It's a realization that you're not living up to anything you wanted in life. You are not.
Exactly.
You are not happy. You are in a place you're extremely unhappy. So you buy a car and you suck it up. That's what they did. Right. That's not cool. I saw that happening all the time in the 70s and the 80s.
Right. And it still happens now.
It does.
Because they're unable to move with the flow. And it has to do with our social makeup. But that's the beauty of this time now, that this is changing. This is changing. And people are suffering and have been suffering for so long. And they're willing now.
Yeah, they are.
Well, to a different position.
They're asking why. Yeah, does it have to be?
Yeah. They're becoming more open to being able to open their hearts. We need love.
We all need love. We all need love. We come from love. We come from unconditional love.
Love is light, and
it's light.
So. Yeah. We need that, and we need to understand to go with the natural flow, follow the path of Tao, to go with the natural rhythms.
And to flow like water.
Mm-hmm.
Flow like water.
Exactly.
Yes, the Tao. Yeah, and the Tao is not, for everyone out there, it's not a religion. It's a way of being.
No.
It's a way of being.
It's philosophy. It's actually just being a part of nature.
It is.
Break it down, all of the words that are said about it. It's literally just understanding that that we as humans are part of nature. We're not over nature. We're not controlling nature. We are nature.
We are. I mean, we are living organisms.
In a natural flow, then we're happier.
Interesting. So in this 2020, it is a transformation. I mean, we see it everywhere. It's a total transformation on every single level. I mean, governments all over the world, people on their own, families, how we look at life. It's all being shaken up everywhere. And it's interesting. And as an urban medical woman, how do you see us coping with this?
Well, I think that probably there will be a lot of people who are not able to cope. because they just cannot clear and be still enough to be able to understand what is needed within them to cope. For those of us who really are pursuing a better life, this understanding, you said it previously before you introduced me, when you talked about being able to stop, being able to go within, to align oneself, to just be still and be quiet. And when you do that, you actually connect and you understand. You might not hear voices, but you will intuit.
Yeah.
Your intuition will assist you in understanding what direction to go in your life, how to feel, how to stand in your life so that you're better balanced.
Yes.
It's all about the balance.
Yes. The balance and what really matters. And it gives you a real sense of what really matters. It is, it's when people talk about meditation, they talk about this transformation, big giant things. And let's face it, when you meditate, it doesn't always happen, especially when you first begin. No. But you can, when you first begin, get that it's called a sweet spot. And it's a sweet spot where it's like time stands still. And everything is so just is. That's the only way I can explain it. Can you?
But that's beautiful. I think a lot of people get disturbed or disappointed in meditation because they feel that when they sit down to be quiet, that they're supposed to be able to leave their bodies or have fantastic experiences.
I know. But first you have to learn who you are.
Yes, they become disappointed when they realize that all they did was sit. But that's
true.
Magic. That's the magic.
It is.
The idea is to still the brain as much as possible. Like you were saying, it's the brain's duty to continue to give us information to the monkey mind.
Yes.
But if we can still it for a moment, if we can still it for a couple of moments, that at the time that we're having that experience, we don't have firecrackers going off from other dimensions. But the work of meditation is experienced in your everyday life. The benefit of meditation is experienced in the everyday when you realize that your day went better.
Yes.
You're more quiet.
Yeah.
Your mind wasn't as fuzzy.
Right.
You were clear, all because you sat for a few moments and just relaxed the mind.
This past weekend, I had a retreat called a spiritual immersion at my home. Mm. And one of the things that we did and that we required was from 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning, we would bring you breakfast and you were to just be. Just be. You can meditate, you could read a book, you could sit and relax, you could just be with you. Do you know that was hard for people?
I know.
It was hard to be.
They think they're supposed to be doing.
Yes, but the doing is just being. We have to be okay with the calmness. We have to be okay with ourselves. Just being is an honoring yourself. It is giving yourself strength, and then the doubt starts to go away. You build that. It's almost like a muscle. You build that.
That's true.
I'm okay.
That's true. It is.
It is. It's a muscle. Meditation is like a muscle. You practice it. Mm-hmm. That whole finding out that, guess what? The world will go on and be just fine if I am not chasing my tail.
Yes, exactly.
And I'm not making myself busy. And we do make ourselves busy.
And everything slows down. The heart, the respiration, everything slows down so the body is able to place itself in a position of harmony.
Yes.
And balance.
And it's a beautiful feeling. It truly is. I do have a question for you, Amankeda.
Yes.
Right now we have the, the 50K, excuse me, I'm not a very technical, I should be able to know that just off the top of my head, but being me, I don't. We've got a new 50 frequency going into all the phones and everything else. People say we're being bombarded. They're selling me all this stuff to put on my phones to stop the vibration. Oh, now, yes, it is a frequency, but is it really so bad that we cannot stop and find that peace?
Well, I don't know exactly what the technical aspects of what they're doing, but to me, to understand that they want to surround the planet with satellites so that they can beam these frequencies so we have access, communication. But what does that do to the body?
That's interesting.
What does that do to the physical body? All of that frequency that is not necessarily in harmony to the frequencies of the body. To me, I think of it as the world being surrounded with fluorescent lights. And fluorescent lights
that makes sense.
Yeah, it causes quite a bit of disharmony in the body, particularly for women, because of the frequency. The frequency is so contrary to our own natural frequencies. And people don't think about that, but they will.
Well, it's interesting. I forget the year. Well, they will. They definitely will. When we changed music, the music frequency changed, and I think that was way back when they did that. That music used to be if you listen, I love early music. I love it. And but when you go to listen to a lot of music, when you stop listening, it's like, man, you're out of sync. You're out of sync.
Yes, definitely.
But we can turn that on and off. We can't turn this off.
No, you can't. There would be nowhere to hide.
That's very interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
That is going to be very interesting. Well, we always have to wait to see how everybody reacts before we can do anything because,
exactly.
Nobody believes it now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I think that the direction we're going as far as our consciousness, how we're evolving consciously, I think there will be people who will understand quite quickly the
change,
the fact that it's not always beneficial, and will come forth with some solution. We will have to.
Yeah. And that brings me to a question that I have been dying to talk about. And with all this, reaching for the highest benefit for all. Now, this is a concept that a lot of us, we're in a capitalist country, which isn't bad. It's not bad. But it does, we've kind of go extreme on that sometimes. And it's all about me and me achieving and me doing and me making money and me getting the goal. We hear a lot of that in the self-development world. But what about this highest benefit of all? How does that play?
Well, actually, as far as I'm concerned, it actually goes back to that me situation, but thinking about self differently. In other words, the more we value ourselves as a spirit, as a beautiful human being, the more we value ourselves and learn how to be ourselves, we value others. That just stands to reason. When we value ourselves, I'm not talking about the ego.
Yes.
I'm talking about us valuing ourselves as human beings and being part of being in unity and harmony with others. When we value ourselves and we value others, that love, that value, which is love, provides a frequency. And that frequency can be so dominating, can be so overall influencing that harmony does prevail. So it's a matter of us honoring ourselves, learning how to honor others, and in that honoring, there comes the solutions, because we step away from greed, we step away from violence or harm to others, and we began to live in an element of love. Everything is based upon the fact that we are connected. And what can you get from that but goodness? I mean,
you can only get goodness.
You get but a caring for all.
And I do realize there are people that feel, oh my gosh, now we're going back to the flowers. Okay, yeah, love, 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 you know the song. I understand. I get what you're saying. However, you know, when you do meditate and when you do walk out in nature, when you do take the time to start trusting that special person that you are inside, truly, when you do that, you gain an understanding. It's a big understanding that it's not all about everything I can achieve. It's not all about I am here. That is big enough. And what I do to make this world a better place, and because I'm so connected to everyone, you look at people differently. You actually look at people differently. You see a depth in them. And you see a trueness in them. You understand more. You understand your connection. So when you understand that connection, then all of a sudden, why in the name of heaven would you not want the highest good for everyone? Why wouldn't you want to surround this whole world with peace and love for each other and betterment? Because you understand that when I do something to that person, then I'm doing it to myself. And wasn't that what Jesus said in some words?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you not want the feel-good feeling?
Why would you not the feel-good feeling? Yeah.
You know, the feel-good feeling. And when you're honoring yourself and honoring and feeling connected and in harmony, it feels good. It literally feels good.
Yeah.
I think people sometimes are afraid of feeling good. They align pleasure with other activities, but not with regard to their natural moment-by-moment feeling.
I think there are...
feel good.
Yeah.
You move in a beautiful way. You think in unity. You provide a joy, a buoyancy.
Yes.
And you connect.
Yes. And it's an authentic buoyancy. It's not I work hard, play hard thing. It is a natural joy that comes from the very deepest part of you.
Yes. The joy of doing you.
The joy of doing you.
Being you.
Yes. And when that happens, you really do. I've always found that everything, people are always talking about manifestation. If I think from a higher place, if I stretch myself, yes, I have my own personal goals, but how can I serve? How can these personal goals help other people too? And I go from a higher place and I want to manifest that. I'll tell you what, folks, that's when the manifestation happens like that.
Yes.
But if I'm all about myself, oh my gosh, it's a hard, hard road.
Yeah. It's a narrow road.
It's a very narrow road.
And we want to be expansive.
So where do you see us heading if everybody starts to, I hate the term because everyone uses it, wake up. But when people become more aware of themselves, that people take the time to just kind of stop and say, wait a minute, is this what I really want to believe? Is this really where I want to be? Is this truly what I want? Where do you see us really going? What is possible?
Well, I think that the fact that we are multidimensional beings, actually, that is lost upon us now. But if we attain the level of understanding that you just spoke of, then we would understand that. And being multidimensional means that new worlds open up. And when I say new worlds, new thoughts, new activities, new circumstances, new dreams, and larger dreams, bigger dreams. And it's not necessarily what the end result will be. It's about the journey.
It's always about the journey.
And when the journey is more pleasant, is more beneficial. I mean, if we just got to the point where we weren't trying to kill each other all the time. If we just got to that point, if we just got to the point where we weren't talking about wars because somebody took my stuff, or I want that person's stuff. If we just only accomplished that, it would be an easier, more harmonious world.
Yes.
But we can do so much more than that. And we can bring great pleasure to ourselves because, as I said, harmony feels good. Balance feels good. Caring for others and others caring for you feels good.
Yes, it does feel good. I mean, just volunteer. Read stories to kids. When my kids were in second grade, I would always do the Halloween one because I always got to dress up as a witch. And I'd go in and read stories. Do you know, oh my God, it made my day. I would go in with those little kids. They'd be so much fun. I'd bring my little decorated cookies and I'd read some little Halloween thing. And they just loved it. They wanted to try on the hat. And it just... We are living organisms. We are full of vibration. We're full of love. And when we can give and receive back more than we're even giving, that's the trip of life.
Right.
Right. It really is. It gives you a high beyond anything else. It
truly does. It truly does.
And that's truly what we're about. So it's not so far a jump. I know we all love to do something for someone else. We all feel that. It is not that far a jump from going from that to saying, wait a minute, why aren't we connecting and feeling good about everyone and allow everyone to be who they need to be? Why do we have to say, I can be good to these people, but I can't be good to those people? Isn't that an interesting philosophy?
Well, it certainly cuts off your what you are able to experience. It certainly diminishes,
It does.
And we as I said, we strive as multidimensional individuals, or just even thinking of ourselves as human beings. There is a basic desire. There is a natural, innate desire to expand. We're creators. Yes. We're here to create an experience. So if we can create an experience, why not determine that what we create and what we experience is of a joyful nature or a beneficial nature?
And if we do that, we won't have destruction. We wouldn't have fights. We would accept people for who they are, no matter who they are, whatever their background, whatever their religion, whatever their color of their skin, whatever their belief system was that was beneficial, then we would accept them. And there would be no controversy because we'd understand people are people. We all bleed. We all have the same cells. We all vibrate at different rates. It's so funny. It just doesn't need to be. Amankeda, it has been a wonderful show. And how can people reach you if they want to learn more about this energy and their own energy and how to get themselves into a place where they're happy?
Actually, I can be contacted through Facebook or Instagram.
Okay, perfect. And then for everyone else out there, if you want to learn more about Soul Manifesto and see some of the programs and this wonderful group of people that are coming to this wonderful Soul Manifesto, then go to soulmanifesto.com. You can receive lots of very wonderful gifts and also a connection and also learn what we're up to. And again, that's soulmanifesto.com. But most importantly, guys, stop, learn about ourselves. That's the part of it. Also connect with others and also connect to Source.
This has been Magical Moments with Alena, featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at woo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.